New York and on the new Hot 97 app. Ebro in the morning on Hot 97.
It's Ebro in the morning. Laura Stiles, looking amazing.
Thank you.
And Rosenberg, looking amazing.
Thank you.
In jean Nikes.
Denim
Dunks.
And denim dunks.
These are my everyday sneakers these days, guys.
You don't know about the denim dunks?
I didn't know about them till now.
He's wearing Balenciaga. He ain't worried about my denim dunks.
All right, let's have Balenciaga talk. Do you have the orthopedic Balenciagas?
No, we're not gonna have Balenciaga talk. I'm talking about those right now.
You not fucking with them?
You know what's crazy? I seen Conceited with like some denim.
Who's Conceited?
Conceited, the battle rapper Conceited.
Oh, okay.
I seen him with some he had some Nike, some Jordans, and they was like all denim. I can't remember.
Those just came out. Denim 4s.
They were looking crazy.
Yeah, the denim 4s are
So I
crazy.
thought maybe that was like the same.
No, it's same thing.
It's kinda
but
hard,
these are
I ain't
old.
gonna
Yeah, those came out first.
Why do you don't want to talk about Balenciagas?
Because you was about to try to get into like the things of Balenciaga. Like I'm not. I just go in and I look at what I like.
No, but do you have the orthopedic ones? The ones, the ones.
They're not literally orthopedic, bro.
You know, the ones
You're
with the
making
thick
fun of them.
soles that are
They
chunky.
look like moon shoes or something?
I don't go that far with.
That's not his steez.
You know, what
You
I mean?
don't buy it just because of the name. You buy it because you like it.
I like it. If I have to like it. Like I buy things from everywhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't only buy designer stuff. I buy things from everywhere. Like if I see the flyest thing I've ever seen at a thrift store, I'm gonna buy it.
When the last time you went to Marshalls?
God.
The last time I went to Marshalls was probably like a month ago to get some boxers.
Okay.
I had to go
Tory.
in and get some boxers.
TJ Maxx.
I don't see TJ Maxx's around.
But you'll go into
It's
like a
JC
Zara at a
Penney.
mall.
don't
Would you
see
do that?
JC
Yeah, you don't see
Penney's
JC Penney.
What
I think they
happened to
closed down.
JC?
They closed down. They ran. People stopped going there. They closed
Stop.
down.
None of you shop at JCPenney.
No, they did. There's one across the street from my crib in Jersey
you go
City.
there?
No, I
was-
have been there to get white tees and stuff.
True
But
white tees. I just want to. We're missing the moment, which is that a meme just happened and we can't stop it now. Which is Tory Lanez just said, listen, I don't just go out and buy. He said, I don't just buy designer shit. He's wearing just a random LV scarf on his head as he said it.
I'm also wearing a jacket from Scotch and Soda.
Clean. I love Scotch and Soda.
Exactly. It was.
Although I will tell you, Scotch and Soda, if you pay attention to this,
They should be designer, but they're not
I
designer.
love your jackets,
They're
but
designer adjacent.
their shirt sizing is out of control because it's European. One shirt you wear small, the next one's a XXX. It's a disaster.
Honestly, but
Jacket game's crazy.
maybe
I
your
love the
body's a
size and everything,
disaster,
you know?
Scotch and
Oh,
Soda's on
God.
point because our physique game is not all the way compatible with.
America, yeah, we don't fit. But sometimes their sizing in Europe sometimes is not right.
Well, let's have a physique talk. I saw you FaceTiming your fans with your shirt off the other day. You think you could put some clothes on when you FaceTime?
I mean, I could, but I was just sitting in my
was the
crib.
zone.
I was at crib. You know what I'm saying? So
I thought about actually FaceTiming you and stop. I was like, yeah, nah, he not gonna have his shirt on. I'm gonna feel weird. I'm gonna be like, yo, my man, put
You
his shirt on.
should have. Was he FaceTiming or Insta living with people?
Oh, I don't know which one.
I was doing. What I was doing was both. Basically, I did this thing for the people who pre-ordered the album, and I always do. I did it for not always. I did it for the last album as well, and I'm always gonna do it like every time I have an album, whatever cases. And pretty much it's like if you pre-order and you send me your proof of pre-order, we store all these numbers and then we call all of them like live on. We call all them live on Instagram, but it's like the FaceTime as well. So I'm doing the FaceTimes live. So people are on the Instagram and all of a sudden they get a call and they're like, "Yo, what the?" And it's really me, and they're like, "Yo, what the fuck?" Like, you know.
That's
what I mean?
dope.
That
That's
is dope.
I was saying, bro,
People are really excited. I was watching,
because you could have jumped.
and it wasn't because you had your shirt
You
off.
could have
That's
jumped on his Instagram. And you can request to join the conversation.
No, I'm not doing that.
No, you could have taken your shirt off and jumped in. But like, let's just go.
Mad hair.
Let's go nipple to nipple.
Mad hair out.
Let's go nipple to
Piece
nipple like
piece
real
would've been
men.
out.
Tori, talk about the free shows that you're doing. I saw that you're doing one at SOBs.
Yeah. Well, pretty much for the because I wanted to do the whole theme just around the whole Memories Don't Die thing, because that's the name of the album. And I just wanted to have something that they would remember. So I said free shows in all these places, but I did them in very small venues.
Okay.
Like venues that I know
Yeah, intimate ones. Yeah.
Yeah, just a couple hundred people. I wanted to keep it intimate. Yeah. And pretty much you get to go to all these shows. They're only in, I think, four cities in North America. It's New York, LA, Toronto.
Atlanta?
In Atlanta, yeah, in Atlanta.
Guessing.
And then we go up to Toronto, and then we do one there, and then we go to London, Paris, and Berlin. And we just do these free shows, free tickets. The thing about it is the ticket doesn't get you admission. You buy a ticket so you can RSVP or whatever the case is, but it's first come, first serve. You know what I mean? And people who have the album as well can get in or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? If you have, it's not like, you know, you have to come and buy an album, but if you do have an album, you'll get in free. You know what I'm saying? Or you have a proof of purchase of an album, you'll get in free. You know what I'm saying? So things like that. Like it's just a dope way that I feel like I can connect to my fans, and even for the people who end up being outside, because there's gonna be long lines at these places because clearly my venue size is way bigger than these
Right.
places,
And it's
but,
free.
you know, and it's free. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's free for everybody. Like your son, your mom, your grandma. It don't matter. You know what I mean? But it's free, and you're gonna love it.
You have a song that I really like. It's called Shooters.
Yeah.
Really like
Thank you so
Really
much. I
like
appreciate it.
I don't know what you're talking about. In the song, you say, "All I want to do is go trapping with the shooters." Now, I'm assuming trapping is, making money of some sort. Yeah, right. And you want to do that with people who shoot guns?
Well, I mean, when you go into it, the thing about it is Ebro is like, because the thing about it is,
when you said it in the studio, you know it sounded good. You was like, all I want to do is trapping. I heard it, I was like, is that all you want to do?
Can't be all
Listen, hold on. So the thing about it is like when I say trapping, I look at trapping as any niche that you have that's your hustle and your independent way.
Talking to the mic, yeah.
My fault. That's your hustle and that's your independent way of making money. You dig what I'm saying? Like, by
Yeah, you got to let go. I think, Ebro, you've been hanging on to the definition. Yo, you're just like Michael K, who I call Captain Literal Man. You're Captain Literal Man.
He's dead ass. Like, he wants
When you get to a certain age, you want to go, all right, what are you saying right now?
Say what Michael K says. Just scream out, words have meaning.
Words have meaning.
So trapping doesn't mean that anymore. It now just means
it's good. I play the song though, and I sing it, and I'm like, this sounds so nuts.
all I want to do is go trapping with my friends.
Shooters to be exact.
Shooters, not just your
Shooters.
friends.
No. Well, shooters doesn't mean literally shooters, Ebro. Shooters, because figurative shooters.
Honestly, he just wants to hang out with his
Laura's
friends.
my
That's
shooter.
it.
This is my shooter right here.
He just wants
She's
to
a
hang out
shooter
with his
too.
friends. That's it. It's a healthy
Trapping with your
song.
shooters is the same as hanging with your friends.
That's what time out. See, music has meaning. See, everybody gets the music differently. Everybody takes it in differently. Some people want literal meanings, and some
Right.
people
Ebro does.
want a vibe, and some people just want something that
No,
sounds
the vibe
dope,
of shooters
you know?
is incredible, and that's why I started by saying I don't know what you're talking about, and I need to clarify.
I like the fact that you kept it honest. Though. I always appreciate that
I
about
don't think
you.
I want to do this, but it sounds fun.
You know, I think the Tory Lanez musical journey, from my vantage point, has been been a cool, interesting one. I don't know that I understood who you were as an artist when you first came out, like rappy, singing, and then I was like, oh, but he's like he's a singer.
Yeah, like
you
he can sing.
Oh, you can sing. But then you have songs where you rap. But I think it would be hard for me to describe it in an elevator pitch. Like, what is Tory Lanez? That might be hard for me to explain in 30 seconds.
It's not supposed. It's
But
not.
I just know that I like it now. I just know that it's turned out good.
It's impossible.
Is that intentional?
No, it's just impossible to explain Tory Lanez in a nutshell in that amount of time. It's just too many things, and that's why it's hard to understand it. But that's why I'm so excited about this album.
What are you doing?
And I hate to shamelessly just plug it in, but I'm just so excited about this album because this was the album. This is not the first album. The first album was a little bit softer. I feel it was a little bit more experimental for me. It was a time where I was just like, yo, this is my first album, and I want to make sure that my album will always be remembered forever, no matter what, because it's my first album, right? So I put mad skits on my album, so it played like a movie. Some people didn't like it, some people, whatever case, but you know what you did? You talked about it. You told everybody, yo, mad skits in the... And somebody had, by word of mouth, had to go to somebody else and say, all right, let's listen to this, because either it's going to be bad or da-da-da, but you remembered it. This album is about the music. This isn't about a film. This is about you getting the film through the music.
Right,
and
collection
only
of
the
songs.
music. You know what I'm saying? And just the way I opened up as far as just like, my fault, I know I'm not supposed to cuff the top of the mic.
It just makes it sound bad.
But you know, the way I've come to a place of just like vulnerability and just coming to a place of just opening up, it just ended up being one of those things where like I don't think I've ever done this on any other music that I've never been this true and honest even to myself on any other music that I've come out with in the past. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm super excited about it.
How is this album different than the other album just musically? I mean, you said you're being honest, but sonically, how's it
First
different?
of all, I'm just ripping shit. That's number one. Like I was definitely on the lyrical side, I'm ripping shit. On the singing side, the music is elevated to a different place of like just my melodies and everything. Cause the sound, I felt like a lot of dudes was coming out and they was sounding like me in a weird way. Like every.
So what happens when you get popular?
But honestly, the crazy thing about it is because I was writing for so many people before, they was taking my style before I got popping and they ran with it. A lot of people ran with styles that I gave them either on a hook or and they just ran with the whole style. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but a lot of people I feel like started coming out and they was sounding like me. And it was just like one of those things where I kind of looked at it like, I don't want to be in a folder with these new people that sound like this old sound that I've had. I don't want to be. I'm not in this folder.
So you challenge yourself.
They kept putting me in these folders like you know, when you go on Tory Lanez Pandora or something and you switch to this guy. It's like, nah, I'm not in the folder with this guy. Like, how did I get in here? Like, how did I get in this guy's?
If you like Tory Lanez, you might like blank. No, no, you won't.
How did I get sandwiched in here? Who are you working with on this album?
I did a lot of features. Well, not a lot of features, but I did like a couple of features on this album, which I didn't do on the first album because, you know, for the last 2 years I didn't really want to work with anybody, and not because of like me feeling like, yo, I'm nice, or a lot of people really just didn't want to work with me either. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna lie.
So they don't like you, is what you're saying?
A lot of
you
people
don't like
didn't like me, but I don't think it's just like nobody likes me thing. It's like I think it's just in people's favor of just like the situation that I was in and
not wanting to necessarily stand next to you because they thought it could connote something else.
Just other shit like that. So
well,
whatever the
things
case
have
is,
changed now.
things have changed. So I got Wiz on the album. I got Future, 50 Cent, which is one of my favorite features on the whole project. I got these two new dudes that I just signed to the umbrella. Their name's Davo and Mansa. They both on 2 separate songs. And I got Fab. I said Fab already. I got Fab on there, Paloma Ford, and it's just the collection of it is just very dope. And I wasn't dependent on the features to bring this along. All of the features I got Nav on the project as well. My bad. I wasn't expecting the features to carry this along. That wasn't my plan at all. My plan was for me to have incredible music, and the feature was just supposed to be like the icing on the cake. You know what I'm saying? And that was it.
There was a lot made of you stealing someone's lyrics in a freestyle.
That nigga's just crazy.
Straight up.
Yo, look, you see what I'm doing?
You're reaching.
Exactly.
He was reaching far.
Exactly.
So that was so why do people feel like when it comes to you, it's always a dust up? Is that
Why don't we go for the guy who made Say It in Love? Why don't we go for him?
Right.
Somehow, some way, he's going on shit and he's fucking rapping for 8 minutes long, and I want to discredit him for 20 seconds. And even though this guy shout me out or whatever the case is, I want to discredit him and make something of something that's not even, you know, when you go back and something that's not even that. Just sometimes people just want to make something out of something that's really nothing. You know,
to bring
what I mean?
attention to themselves or to get clicks or
you know,
whatever.
I understand it. It's to be honest with you, it's a very hard time in hip hop right now. Like it's an extremely hard time in hip hop. Because things are just not the same way. Streaming has come, the bootlegger is not with your CD no more. It's very hard time in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So for things like that and for those kind of situations, like I can't focus energy onto those things. I just have to look down at them and just say, it's hard. Just keep banging.
And well, it's interesting you say it's a very hard time in hip hop. Just yesterday, Diddy put up a video saying basically it's a lot right now. Every day there's a new rapper. A lot of them are starting to sound the same, and I don't want to crush people's dreams or anything like that. He, you know, being positive Diddy, but also being like, but we also got to be careful to not dilute the game to just being disposable.
And that is my problem. Like I couldn't allow myself in this part of the game, because this is like, see, sophomore album to me is like when mostly artists they usually fall off at this point.
A lot of them.
A lot of the artists, it's just because the second album is never as good as the first one.
A thing that's like the sophomore curse, right?
Sophomore slump.
A slump. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that means. 'Cause my shit is way more fire than my first album. This second album blows my first one out the park. Like my first one can't even look in the direction of this album. It's too serious. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I love my first project. Like that's my baby. That's my heart. I made a movie off of that project. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my heartbeat.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But it can't look in the direction of Memories Don't Die.
Well, you're more developed as an artist. I mean, some people, sophomores, crush their first albums.
Yeah.
It just depends.
And that's the thing. And I had to be, you know, I had to make a choice in my head at this point. Like, do we just try to go for all the singles? And do we just try to go for, or is it more so about saving the music right now? Yeah, it's about saving the music because a lot of people. It's the thing about it is, and I shouldn't even say the music because there's a lot of great music. It's just a lot. It's just not a lot of great music that's being televised right now. At least that's how I feel. I feel like there's discrepancies.
Yeah, well, the problem really is mainstream radio and mainstream media outlets because of how we go about getting ratings, right? And so what ends up happening is the sound-alikes end up getting a slot faster than people trying to be original, because program directors at radio stations and a lot of DJs just want to play a bunch of shit that sounds the same, because then they're confident that they're not going to disrupt anybody's listening, right? If I just play a bunch of shit that sounds the same, you may never notice that the song changed.
Yeah, you still rocking.
So now all of a sudden you look up and you listening to the radio for 20 minutes because all the same shit playing.
Well, and people are, and then people are lazy. People don't want to take a risk.
That's right.
They don't want to be the one who's the DJ who jumps on and goes, yo, brand new, and this is actually something different.
Yeah.
And it's which speaks to your point also. People will change the station if it's something they're not familiar
Or
with.
to TV or, whatever it is they listening to.
I mean, for me personally, I just didn't want to be a part of that circle of like, I want to be a part of the circle like, oh, they might change the station because you're gonna double back and you're gonna have to hear it. And when you hear it, you're gonna think about it is people love things that are different. You're scared of what you don't understand naturally as a human being.
Well, and
We
also
fear
too,
what we
the
don't
other thing that
understand.
you have, and artists do it, like some artists do it at certain points in their career, and you could judge them based on that. But some artists are at a place in their career where they've had enough hits, and so now the audience hears their name and goes, let me check this out because I've already got some equity with this individual, and you're trying something new that's musical or different in some way, but still sonically appealing. And so people are going to give you a shot before they give someone they don't know.
Well, yeah, when your new record came out, I was on the Heavy Hits website. Shout out to DJ Enough. It's just like a DJ website, and the label makes sure that. And when I saw Tory Lanez had a new song, you're at the point now where it's like, well, I'll download it and see what it is. I have to see what it is. And then I was like, oh, this is pretty dope, right? So, but not everyone gets that. I see mad other names on there. I only gravitate to the names that I'm interested in.
You got me to listen to the Tekashi 6ix9ine album. I was not listening to that. And I was like, Tory Lanez did a song with Tekashi 6ix9ine? Hold on.
And what did you think when you listened?
Yeah,
Tory Lanez sounds great.
All right.
You sound phenomenal.
Man,
you sound phenomenal.
Don't do the boy Bix like that, man. Bix did his thing too, man. Let him be.
Wait,
let
who's
it,
Bix? Who's that?
That's what they call him. You just don't let him be him. Let him live his best life.
Tekashi.
Oh, that's his name?
It's just
Oh,
a
the
nickname.
6 Bix B. I ain't doing that. Listen.
just let Bix be. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not gonna just let it be because
Nah, I'm
he's in
saying-
rap now.
All right, but listen, I'm here to talk about memories don't die. You feel me? I only got a certain amount
Tory
of time
wants
in
no
here.
part.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just saying, like yo, everything is cool with all that and everything. And yo, shout out to the Rondo record. The record is crazy. Go get it. Go get the Kid album too. But it's about memories don't
When's your
die
album
right
come
now.
out, man?
At 12 a.m. and y'all over here talking about other shit.
What
It's
are you
12
doing,
a.m.
Ebro?
right now. Like
Fuck.
at 12 a.m.
Because
my album's coming out.
I was complimenting him
Okay.
on his brand being strong enough to make me
Go
listen
check out an
to
artist
something
you
that I wouldn't
and thank
normally
you, by the
listen
way.
to.
I appreciate that. by
That's
the
all
way.
I was saying.
I do appreciate that.
And
by
so
the way.
now I got into the Kids Project and heard a couple of other things. Still don't understand the appeal,
Okay.
but anyway.
But you
memories,
listened.
But I listened.
Nah,
Memories don't die.
Now, memories don't die. I just want to say a couple more things on this. The thing is, and just on the same subject that we were talking about.
Yeah.
The thing is that there's artists who make a lot of singles, right? I'm not my fan base is they're not a single. If you don't have a single, Tory, we're out of here. A lot of guys are on the clock right now because they had just 2-3 singles. You could be popping. You could have 5 million on the gram. You could have 13 million on the gram right now. The fans that you get from just having those singles, they're fickle. I've built a foundation under me of fans that love me from my projects.
Yep.
So that's why I haven't dropped a project in 13 months.
You couldn't just
can't-
say a year, you know.
Nah,
sounds-
I
Why is
can't.
that?
Nah,
I can't
he needed
though.
you to know
because
month
the
by
thing
month.
about it is like really like it really stings my brain that I have that it's really been 13 months that I haven't dropped a project. I dropped 2 projects at the very starting of the year in January. The Chicks tape 4, and then there were 2 mixtapes. I didn't even drop out since I told you. I dropped those at the top of the year, and I didn't make no music. You know how hard it was to just be quiet this year, and somehow, some way, I still ended up more relevant than I was when I was dropping music.
Right. That's quality of content.
And
hardcore fan base and a base that cares.
Exactly.
Why did you feel compelled to say that right now, though?
Because I'm talking about the foundation.
Got it.
It's building the foundation. And because of the foundation, like I feel like most artists who are on the clock in this point of their career, taking 13 months off, we forgot about you.
That's true.
Period, point blank. Everybody forgot about you. So my thing is like, when I'm not a single artist, I'm not somebody who is on the radio and just trying to do this for the single. So I made a conscious decision, like, do I want to make sure that my projects always go down in a certain place as far as like them being legendary, or do I just want to make sure I get like 5 singles and just, I can always get the single. I do this in my sleep. I skate on ice in the studio.
Word. I skate on ice in the studio.
I never heard that.
I
Was tight.
skate on ice in the
Is that-
studio.
You should use that in interlude right now.
For real. Like I really do. Like, so for me, it's like making a hit. You know,
I don't know
hits
what
I
you're
have on my
saying.
computer.
Again, Tori,
It's
I'm
easy.
lost again.
Let me explain. Let me explain this.
I'm lost.
Let me explain.
He has an ice skating rink in his
explain this.
studio.
Let me explain
I
this
don't
to
think
you.
that's what he meant.
I'm icy. Like I'm icy. Like I'm very icy. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. Like whenever I do something, it's cold.
It's cold.
It's very cold.
Crispy.
It's cold.
Yeah, it's
Clear?
cold.
Crispy.
It's cold and
Cold.
icy.
It's cold.
So I
bro.
skate on ice in the studio
'Cause
So
everything stays
basically,
cold.
Everything
So
I
you
do is
float
cold.
like you float.
I damn near float.
Damn
I'm
near
not gonna
float.
hold you.
Damn near, but
I-
because it's ice.
It
So
gets
you're
a little
damn
crazy.
near
So-
floating because it's actually ice. So if it was water, you'd be floating.
Floating, but
you
it's
know,
ice,
'cause
so
you
it's
know,
skating.
I glide.
I glide.
Yeah.
I glide.
You feel me?
It's crazy.
Anyways,
Bars.
but yeah, so
Well, also the thing is
I
about
got hits. Is pretty much what I'm saying. I could do
yeah,
the
but you don't
single
depend
thing
on them
anytime.
because
So I
the
don't
thing is,
wanna- I
if you
didn't depend on
rely
that.
solely on hits, to your point, there are artists out there, many of which I like, but they're single driven artists. So as a result, fans jump in for the single.
And then when it's time for them to do something different, they can't accept it.
They're not there to support
because
it.
it's
So
like,
they
yo,
own-
I'm
they
not
like
here
that.
for this different shit you're trying to do. So that's when the
Are
disconnect
you
happens.
coaching? Are you coaching right now? Is that
Yeah,
why
I just
you're
kinda-
kind of? This is something you
honestly, no, I'm not. I'm just talking.
because
my
I
mind,
feel
to be
like
honest with
you
But I
were
just-
compelled to share this to help others. I feel like this is a public service announcement.
Well, I mean, if you take it that way, or if another artist is out there and he's looking at it like, damn, I need to take some notes, by all means, like get your meat books out and do your thing on the composition. But like at this point, I'm just saying, as far as anything that goes on with me musically, like I always try to tell people, this is how I did it. This is whatever case is. So if you can draw inspiration from it, draw it.
Who's out there? That are your peers, active right now, that you see them and you're like, I like how they're doing things. That's. I'm not saying I'll do it the exact same way, but I like that.
As far as like what, like just like
The way
Music
they're-
creation, managing
yeah, the way
the
they're doing
brand,
their career, the way they're
touring.
handling their business and their
I think
music.
A Boogie's having a great career.
Okay.
I
Yes,
think
he is
he's
a
having
great start.
career.
Great start.
Yeah, I think he's having a good career. You mean like people coming up? As
No,
far
it
as
could be.
like,
They could be
I think Lil
contemporary.
Uzi's
It could be
having-
people who
I think
got
Lil
more
Uzi's
albums than
having
you.
a great career.
Lil Uzi?
I think Lil Uzi's
Yo,
having a great career.
Uzi came through with the album. That album
Yeah.
is a
Surprised
great
you.
album.
It's a great album,
Because he
for
put
sure.
lyric. Because I knew he could rap, but he was opting to do the singing thing a little bit. And I like how he put his raps in his album.
Well, he made a
He's
real.
a very melodic dude. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And one thing that's dope about him is he's very just organic and true to himself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like no matter what the people will say about him or whatever the case is, or try to put him in a category, I honestly don't think you can really put him in the same category as a lot of the dudes that are on the clock right now. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
well, he also, and remember, he went with his hit. He went to the next level. He didn't just make a hit.
he made a smash.
He made a sort of for kids. That's a
also-
generational
it was
record.
also-
Kids. That was-
No, but I mean, if you were like 18 to 20, that's a song.
That's
Like
their
you
joint.
will always
It's
like the
true.
song. That's going to be like playing
Well,
at
that
their
defined
wedding.
it. That
That's
defined
defining
it,
that
yeah.
song.
It was
It's
also
huge.
it was also the cult following that he made for himself. That's what I'm talking about as far as like the foundation of fans that are here for your projects. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I made this project for the fans that are here for the project. There is singles on this project. There is worldwide records on this project. You dig what I'm saying? And I'm not worried about that. But mainly, this is different from the first project because this time everything is just put on the table. Everything as far as the talent, as far as the creativity, as far as like
You show it
just-
all.
Everything got shown, and I don't feel like I did that on I Told You, because in a weird way, when you're doing your first album, you want it to be so good that it's very hard to make it as good as you want it to be. But I'm a perfectionist, so it still came out great, but not like this.
Not this one. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Memories don't die.
Tonight.
I understand what
Midnight.
that means, by the way.
12 a.m.
12 a.m. Oh, you know what?
12
I read somewhere that you were contemplating working on a Spanish project. Is this true?
No, it's not contemplating. I am.
Oh, you're doing it.
It's lit.
Wait,
It's
so tell us
lit.
what's the backstory with that?
Well, first shout out my dog Ray. You know what I'm saying? I can't even take his credit away. We live in Miami, so we were out in Miami. This is like my assistant is Ray's dude. So pretty much like he be showing me all
Ray.
these. This kid right here, yeah. So
He's Spanish, by the way.
Yeah, he's Spanish. He's Puerto Rican and Dominican. So he'll show me like all this music. I never understood it because I can't speak Spanish. But I would always ask him like, yo, like, show me the most poppin' Spanish dude. Like there was this point in time where I just was like listening to all the stuff he was
You
listening
played
to.
him that chambea. Holla. He was like,
Nah, but I don't think this is like right before Bad Bunny came out. It was like right before that, and I was like, show me the most poppin' dudes, and he was taking me through everybody. He was showing me like Kanye and like all these people, and he's showing me everybody, and I was just like, these dudes are hard.
Yeah.
Like they're really melodic. But then I started looking. I'm looking at the views, and
the
I'm
numbers.
like, yo, why they shit so amplified? Like why is it so amplified to make like Latin music? And then I thought about it. It's so many countries that speak Spanish.
It's worldwide,
It's
yeah.
more countries that speak Spanish than speak English.
Yes.
At
Super
that point,
facts.
I said,
I need to
"Oh
speak
no,
Spanish.
I gotta do this." I got the big grin on my face. This is like the grin when I get when I hear a sample, and I be like, "Oh, I'm about to sample it." I got the grin on my face, like, "Yo," and I said, "You know what?" I went in the studio. I went in there and focused. I'm gonna do it. I don't know how to lick a Spanish at this point.
Es tiempo para hablar.
I start getting the app. What's the app called? Duolingo. It's an app called Duolingo. It teaches you Spanish words and.
So
you know what
wait,
I'm
so
saying?
You
you're
also have
writing,
Ray.
you're
Just
writing your
ask
own
him,
lyrics
but-
and then translating them and trying to figure it, finessing them?
Listen. So boom. So I'm sitting there, right, and I go in the studio with a bunch of Spanish dudes, and I'm trying to like, I'm like, yo, how do I say da 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 da? And they'll be like, it's such and such, right? Like for instance, like I got this song. I was like, how do I say? I think it was like with me or with you or with me or some shit like that. And they're like conmigo. So I go on a song and I just come in, conmigo, conmigo. You know what I'm saying? But I know as long as you give me the words, I got the melodies. You know what I'm saying? As long as I know what I'm saying, and then I'll go in a room full of a bunch of Spanish people, a bunch of Dominicans.
Let's be
You know what I'm
honest,
saying?
80% women. Yes, keep going.
I'm being a buck.
A lot of women.
And I'll say, yo, how does this sound? And like, if this is trash, do I need to switch any words? Do I need to do this better? And, I got two dudes that I be working with, Saba and Los, and I be working with them, and then we just do it together, and that's it.
One great thing about
The whole album's Spanish, though. The whole album.
Laura, shoot
And
your
it's just
shot.
you or
Shoot your shot to
features
get
other
interviewed on
artists?
there.
Yeah, I got
Oh, yeah,
Ozuna
yeah.
on there twice.
Of course.
I got Nicky Jam.
Better.
Prince Royce.
Talk about it.
J Balvin in there?
I'm trying to. That's the only one I'm missing right now. But I hopefully we get that one. Who else is on it? Kanye.
Archangel?
Arcangel, yeah.
That's
So I
Archangel.
can't say the name. Probably I don't got.
Every
the
time somebody
the
says
high-
Arcangel, I'm like,
Because
Kanye.
it's in Spanish.
No, Archangel. Oh.
Okay, so you got
Yeah, and
pretty much
Faruco.
the
Like,
biggest
that's-
names. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I got
Dope.
some dope people who and that was my thing, like, cause I go into sessions now, cause they hear the songs that I'll have and I'll send out, and like yesterday, for instance, I went out for Bad Bunny. He brought me out. It was his first time in New York, I guess, performing out here.
Yeah.
So he brings me out, and before he's trying to take me through the set list, so I go to meet him, cause it's the first time I've ever met him, and he starts talking this mad Spanish, and I'm like, I don't speak
He
Spanish.
thought you spoke Spanish.
And he's like,
yeah, because he don't speak no
so,
English.
nah, cause he's talking.
It was on
he's talking
stage?
to G. No, not on stage.
Okay.
He's talking to
Backstage.
GP, and he, my friend GP, and he was just like, "Yo, I guess he thought I spoke Spanish
Thought
because
you was
on the
Dominican.
records he sounded
Right,
like he
right.
could have been Dominican, like, you know what I'm saying, like something like that." So, it's weird, I guess, not weird, but it's like it's different. I guess for them because I don't actually speak
Yes, it
fluent
is.
Spanish.
Let me, Tori.
But
Let me
the
help
music
you.
sounds like I do.
It is different. that an artist who does not speak a language just randomly opts to make a record in that language. It's been done, but it's usually forced by like a label after they already have a hit.
Yeah, but
not like they just are doing it to do it.
And usually they have like an English album and they'll translate it. Yeah.
Well, and
You know
also
what I'm saying?
too,
Like,
I
that's
think what's
like-
important in this conversation too is a lot of artists that come from Spanish Caribbean, South America, and any other Spanish speaking worlds, they always want to cross over into America. And in America there's tons of people who are bilingual and speak Spanish, right? But for some reason, artists like yourself or that are afraid, right? You even have artists who are Spanish that I remember in the early 2000s when reggaeton was coming along, and I was like, yo, y'all got to get on this. They didn't want to embrace it because they felt like, nah, because a lot of times immigrating to America, it was like, yo, you leave your culture behind. We're living in a time where people are embracing their culture, so I think it's dope that you building that bridge, and that's why they're going to show you so much love, is because you're giving them a bridge to get to a new audience and a foundation, as you pointed out.
My
You
thing is
taking it
just
serious.
like, yo, I'm gonna be the biggest artist in the world one day. I came in, I told y'all that too. And my thing is like, in order for me to do this, I gotta be able to talk to everybody.
Yeah.
Period, point blank. Even if it takes me this long to learn this and do this and learn and learn all that about your accent and your language, I'm gonna do it, because for me to be the biggest artist in the world, I have to learn this. So, yo, when I get on the Spanish show, all y'all niggas don't try to take my wave and start doing a bunch of Spanish records. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Nah, come on now. Niggas been making Spanish records, son. Niggas been making Spanish records.
I'm saying, niggas, this is the thing. Niggas get on these Spanish songs and they speak English and they rap and it takes the whole vibe away from the song. That's just from what I've heard. Musically, melodically, that's what I've heard and seen American artists do to Latin records. Me, I'm not doing that. I'm not like being a vulture of the culture. Like, I'm really making great records that your favorite artist would have made. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I have melodies, so it's just
Why
it's
not share your
nothing-
melodies?
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Why
And
not?
you're trying to immerse yourself in their culture.
Exactly. I'm gonna learn French. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna learn broken French. I'm gonna learn Creole. I'm gonna learn everything. Like, I'm gonna have music in all flavors. I'm gonna be the biggest artist in the world. Like, I'm gonna learn Russian. Like, if I had to learn Chinese, I will learn Chinese. I will sing in
Y'all
Chinese.
put you on some heat. They got some heat coming
Like,
out.
real
China,
talk,
B.
bro. Like,
Yo, they
if I
got
have to
some
learn
heat coming
any
out
kind of,
China.
like, I'm
Korea
gonna
too.
learn it.
Korea got some heat.
I
Japan
learned
got
Korean.
some
I
heat.
learned Japanese. I learned all of that. I don't
Well, I'm
care.
serious.
Well,
Y'all
listen,
think I'm
and-
playing?
and
He
if
has
you
to
learn-
jump on some K-pop records.
If
Woo!
you learn Russian, you can maybe get a job in the White House too, so it could double
Okay.
up.
All
Well said.
right.
Well said. Well said. Tory Lanez, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, when the Spanish project dropping.
In spring, I want to say. Yeah.
Ain't no more diverse radio station than Hot 97. So if you put this album out and you don't come see us, I'm pulling your car.
Congratulations.
Nah, I'm bringing it to you guys
Yeah.
first.
Yeah,
I'm
this is
gonna
perfect
walk in
play.
here with it and be like, yo, what y'all think about this?
Because then we're going to have Laura translate. Laura and Cass
Yeah,
weren't going to
yeah.
translate. That way, if,
Be
you,
like
if
this.
any of your compadres around you misdirected you, Laura going to be like, nah,
Who's responsible for
who
this?
let you say this right here?
Nah, word.
Yo, give it up, Tory Lanez.
Yay, Tory.
Memories
Bro,
don't
midnight
die.
tonight.
Midnight,
Yeah.
12 a.m. Get Memories Don't Die. It's about to be the illest album of the year so far until I drop my next shit. You heard?